I can remember when I was a kid, people used to ask me what I wanted to be when I grew up.
Okay.
So, they expect you to say post office or, a fireman or something like that. I used to say I want to own a company like GM. I didn't know what GM was.
Okay.
But when I was a kid, there's what's good for GM is good for America.
Wow.
I'm like, I want to own a company like that. So GM was the only thing that I knew. So I used to say I want to own a company like GM, and now I'm in the car business.
I'm Andre, and this is the Speak Your Life podcast, where we talk about everything as it relates to education, careers, values, mentors, and anything to do with purpose. We do this one impactful conversation at a time, whether it's solo dolo with yours truly or our amazing guests to share stories, industry insights, encouraging words, and calls to action that can help you get closer to your why. Become a part of the Speak Your Life community by subscribing today to the podcast and following us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Speak Your LYFE, because life without your why is meaningless.
All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Speak Your Life podcast. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast where you can get all your content every single week on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, especially on YouTube. We're really growing on YouTube. We want you to be a part of the family. We want you to be part of the Speak Your Life family because life without your why is meaningless. All right. Today's special guest, our people are doing it big. They got a lot of great things going, and they're working with Derek Automotive. It is the first black-owned EV, electric vehicle company in the world. Please welcome Derek and Steve to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yes,
thank
sir.
you for having us.
Yeah. So I always like to ask people every single time at the beginning, how are you feeling out of 10? 1 to 10, how are you feeling?
10.
10. All right. I love it.
11.
11. Okay. I like to ask that because everybody has a different feeling. Everybody, there's a spectrum. Everybody's like, oh, I'm good. I'm like, how good are you? Like, are you really good, or are you like kind of like on the low, like, and that's okay because it's just honest.
Yeah, it's energy. Yeah.
Exactly. So, but I would say I'm feeling about a 9 right now because there's this they have the Kanye West new album coming out tomorrow, and they got the sound the listening party going on tonight. So until I get there, I'm gonna be a 9. I'll be a 10 when I get there. I'll be a 10 when I get there. So
by the time you finish this meeting, you'll be a 10.
That's right. Man, I hope you guys are looking at this beautiful pen here. This is the Derek Automotive pen. Make sure you get one. But anyways, are you guys ready to speak your life?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. So you guys can take your turn, but I like to ask this question at the beginning, and that is, there's 2 things that are most important. Mark Twain talks about it is the day you were born and why. So if you could give us, if you feel comfortable, the year, the day that you were born, and walk us through that journey to learning why you were born.
Well, we don't talk about the day I was born.
Or that you can give us maybe the era. What was going on during that time? What was like maybe maybe who was the president, or what was going on at the time of that era? You don't have any specifics.
When I was born, I actually grew up as an early child in this place called Tunica.
Okay.
Which is like the country outside of Baton Rouge.
Yeah. All right.
I didn't even know who was president.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was a kid, I didn't really have any toys, but I lived on like a farm, like chasing chickens. Chickens were my toys.
Wow.
So, and we used to play with the bulls and cows and things like that, but there's nothing in Tunica except farm and the prison in Angola. My grandmother worked on Angola like as a cook or whatever. But but I was born to do what I'm doing now. You know what I mean? Which not necessarily have a car company. Yeah. But even when I was a kid, I always knew I was going to save Black America.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I mean, that sounds like insane.
Yeah.
But,
you have to be somewhat insane to be able to do big things,
Yeah, you do. I just, some memories stick with you or whatever, and I can remember when I was a kid, people used to ask me what I wanted to be when I grew up.
Okay.
So, they expect you to say post office or, a fireman or something like that. I used to say I want to own a company like GM. I didn't know what GM was.
Okay.
But when I was a kid, there's what's good for GM is good for America.
Wow.
I'm like, yeah, I want to own a company like that. So GM was the only thing that I knew. So I used to say I want to own a company like GM, and now I'm in the car business. They're not related. It was just what was on TV at the time. So
you spoke your life, and that's what we talk about, the Speak Your Life podcast. You spoke your life into existence, literally. Yeah. So that's really cool. That's really awesome. And so, Steve, what about you?
Well, it's pretty interesting. You know, it was Wayne Dyer who said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. See, I was taught to go to school, get a good education. I wound up going to school, working for a big 3 consulting firm. But there was something yearning, burning inside of me, that entrepreneurship. It was there, but I didn't know it was there. It was like a giant waiting to be awoken. As a matter of fact, one of the things that got me from reading computer magazines and going to computer shows and being in that particular space was a book by Anthony Robbins called Waking a Giant Within. Okay. And it just spoke to me in so many volumes, and I just started changing the way I was looking at things. You know, so working with a firm, doing extremely well. However, I started to venture into the entrepreneurship. One thing led to the next. You know, I left the firm on good terms, exit interview with the immediate rehire. And I just started doing other things. I started meeting other people and started to see how other people starting to think and so on and so forth. So we built an extremely large team, got into, you know, I started a software company, took a big L on that. Again, here's the thing. People see the glory, they don't know the story. You know? So we got some L's, some big L's in that column as well. But it led me to real estate.
Some L's, I don't trust you.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
That's what makes you human.
Exactly what you learn from
the
those
L's
things.
are coming.
That's right.
I'd rather you get them before you meet me.
Exactly.
So I'm not paying for them.
So
they're coming.
So make a long story short, you know, I got into real estate, you know, did pretty good in that, started doing a lot of things in Atlanta, and I got to a point where I wanted to change some things again. I really started learning about EVs, electric vehicles and batteries and so on. I designed a tiny home. I actually built my own lithium iron phosphate battery. And again, when you start being in an arena, things start to be attractive to you, and you start being attracted to them. So it was like a natural fit when this happened here. You know, my good friend Michael was sharing some information with me. We took a good look at it. Next thing I know, I'm on the phone with the CEO and founder of a company called Derek Automotive, and all I could say is, Coach, put me in. So it's relatively simple.
The student is ready. The master shows up.
Mr. Sensei.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yoda and Obi-Wan Kenobi up in the building, y'all. Welcome.
It's really simple.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yes.
And so, you know, of course, you're going to get this question all the time. So what inspired you to, like, start an electric vehicle company as opposed to just, like, a regular gas, you know, powered vehicle company? Like, what inspired that?
Actually, I didn't intend to start a vehicle company at all.
I
have a partner, religious guy and a Navy guy. So, you know, he calls me at 3:30 in the morning. Telling me that God gave him a vision last night.
Really? For
this new engine generator system. And he needed $500,000 to get it going.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So you would have to know the guy. Okay, if this guy tells me the sun's not coming up, I'm not going to get out of bed. So he was like, I need you to come out. I'm in Philadelphia. He was in California. So I get on a plane the next morning. I didn't know anything about engines. Or anything. But if you're going to put your money in, you have to learn what you're doing. Now I'm an expert on engines. And you know, his vision just turned into a reality. I'm not really a religious person, but this experience is kind of changing my mind, you know what I mean? I mean, he basically woke up, drew something on a napkin, and as we went through the universities and all the testing or whatever, like, everything was perfect, nothing's changed. So he's like, I've been an engineer for 40 years. I don't know if you guys are engineering, but engineers don't have perfect projects. That's why you have engineers. You know what I mean? To fix all the problems. So like, his vision has just been true. We haven't pretty much changed a thing. So now you have an engine generator. The question is, do you want to be a commodity and run hat in hands to GM and everybody, will you put my thing in your car? Which is I always say, a lot of people, you go into business, you're looking for a savior. So let me make something, let me take it to a big company, and they'll give me a big check and save me.
Yeah, a big
But, I believe in taking the hard road. If you take the hard road, the road that you paved, that road belongs to you. Instead of paying someone's toll, I get to put the toll on that road. So I started the car company so that I could put my generator into my vehicle and not have to go, hand in hand to another car company. So that's why we started the car company.
Wow. And
because this technology, basically, in a nutshell, our technology allows us to produce low carbon electricity.
Yes.
That's it. So what are the applications for low carbon electricity? Everything.
Wow.
Yeah. So anybody can make electricity. You can make it from diesel. You can burn wood. But that's not low carbon. So if you want low carbon because of climate change, then our technology is so efficient that it allows us to create low carbon electricity. So now we're going to decarbonize the auto sector first, but the technology applies to homes or boats or trucks or helicopters or whatever. So anything that you want to electrify, we have what we believe a more practical, more efficient way towards that electrification. So.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I never knew that the first electric car actually was in 1832. Yeah. Robert Anderson was the first one.
Electric cars are actually very easy to make.
Yeah.
Lee Iacocca, you might be too young to know he was. Chrysler, he tried to launch an electric car. And people didn't want them then, and they barely want them now. So we say that Tesla made EVs cool. And so we have some traction. Yeah. And now Derek Automotive is going to make them convenient.
Wow.
Because my little generator takes the place of that plug-in. So Tesla, BMW, GM, doesn't matter. Yeah. Doesn't matter how great their car is. You have to pull over and plug that baby in at some point.
You do,
and give up whatever amount of time you have to give up to do that. So my generator uses fuel, converts it to electricity. I have a generator that boosts the signal in that electricity to make it a better management system of the electricity. It charges the batteries very fast. And as a consumer, you're going to go from putting 15 gallons of gas in your tank to putting in 3. So if you drive a gas car, it's better because your gas bill goes down.
Yes.
If you drive an electric car, our Proteus car is better because you don't have to give up your time to keep it charged.
Gotcha.
So we believe that our place in the market is going to be pretty phenomenal.
Pretty solid, yeah. And so, Steve, how did you guys meet each other?
I believe I'm a believer, and I believe things happen for a reason, and it's fortuitous how things happen because recently I told Mike I'm ready to shut down all the real estate, and it's a true story. My knee was hurting, man.
You about to go on vacation?
I designed a camper van. I was going to take about a year and just travel the United States. Yeah, but I needed some way to power the house, which is through electric means. And all. So Michael was the CEO of our company. We designed the software company for financial management software, and I was the CFO of that, CEO of that company. Okay. Michael gave me a call, and again, when certain friends call me, I listen. Yeah. I pick up the phone. I have a lot of people who call me, and I don't pick up their phone. But when certain people call me, and Michael was one of them, he said, "Steve, I need you to take a look at something." And in a matter of 24 hours, because of my mindset was already in that space, it made total sense to me. Exactly. And I was like, who's doing this right here? Wow. And is this thing really real? So once we start pulling back the layers and really seeing what was going on, I was like, dude, this is a no-brainer. How do we become part of this right here? Yeah. Because this is history. Wow. And then
these guys were fast though. You talk to most people. Okay, let me think about it. Let me call my engineer. Let me do this. Let me do that. These guys, like one conversation, they're like, "We're in." I'm like, slow down.
Yeah. Hold up. Wait a minute.
We don't even have a contract for you.
Yeah.
We don't need a contract.
Just a handshake.
Old-fashioned handshake. That's one thing I've learned. Yeah, exactly. There you go. Yeah. It doesn't take me a whole lot of time to figure something out. If I see it, if it makes sense, how do we move? Real simple, man. I don't need to go hemming and hawing and going back and forth on things. That's for other folks. Yeah. Let's talk some real business. Let's make some things happen.
Yeah, that's right. Those people from New Jersey, New York.
I know, man. Those Jersey folks.
Yeah, watch out for them. But
old school gangsters.
Yeah, that's right. The OGs. Yeah. But that's awesome. Yeah, when it comes to opportunities,
didn't take it rocket
you got to be ready. and you just gotta take it while you can, because sometimes maybe your position may have been filled by somebody else, or I don't know.
Absolutely.
So, opportunities aren't missed, man. They're just passed on to the next prepared person.
That's right.
That's all it is.
Right. Wow. And so, you guys are in. There is a great opportunity going on here. With the electric car, just the industry is just booming. Like if Ford, if it's crazy when Ford, the big gas guzzler, the home of the F-150, and every Southern boy around here with a red truck riding around here is doing electric cars. Something's going on.
I have a red F-150.
I was calling him out.
and actually, F-150 is the genesis even of my technology.
Oh, really?
Because my engineering partner and I, we worked together for over 20 years on lots of technical projects.
Okay.
So literally, I bought a Ford F-150, and he used to come to my house and we would play chess at night.
Wow.
So I'm telling him, his name is Dell. I'm like, Dell, I bought this truck. I'm putting like $100 a week in this thing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, we have to do something about this.
That's right.
And so he tells me then that if something could be done, don't you think Ford or Mercedes would have done it?
Sure.
I'm like, well, 2 weeks ago, you were telling me that technically anything is possible if you have time and money. He was like, except defying the laws of physics. So his first initial reaction was, there's nothing that could be done. That if it could be done, these guys have unlimited money. Why wouldn't they have done it?
That's true. So,
my reaction always is, if I don't get what I want, screw that.
Yeah.
And so I guess, obviously, he went home thinking about it. But this is like 8 months later when he called me in the middle of the night.
Wow.
So I guess it was stewing in his mind. Or maybe when he sleeps, he travels to this place of knowledge. And, and one day he got in the gate.
Yeah.
And, he got the answer. And so,
wow.
And now we're just going to help people have electric cars that are practical and that are not inconvenient.
Wow. Big thanks to his dream. Yeah. Shared that information.
So if you believe in the Lord.
Yeah.
The Lord's busy.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, man, that's awesome. And so, there's a lot of people out there. I mean, I don't want to guess car myself, but I know I want to move to, the next step of being electric. How would you encourage people who may, be skeptical or just, they're just, sometimes when people are so used to something, we're creatures of habit as human beings. And the older you get, you're like, oh, well, I've had this car for all these years and it's been, you don't want to move to something new. Like, so how would you encourage people who may have barriers or just kind of like, or just hesitations for electric cars?
Well, I guess I'll take this. Well, you notice what I said just a few seconds ago. Tesla made EVs cool.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to make them convenient.
That's right.
If I want you to tiptoe out to the edge, I can't have barriers in the way. I have to make it easy for you to do. So, I have this thing that, I explain. When you bring convenience to any market,
sure,
you make a lot of money.
Yeah.
I mean, Walmart was the biggest company in the world at one time because they had the great idea of taking the clothing store and the food and all these things, put it under one roof to make it convenient for consumers to shop. Airbnb, it's a convenient way to book houses. Uber is a convenient way. When you bring convenience to market, it typically makes an impact because what you're saying is true. People don't want to change unless it's convenient.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? And so we're going to bring convenience to EV charging. We're not competing on the car that, my car is better than your car. We're saying we have a better way to recharge the car. And that convenience of not having to plan on the trip will probably make more people say, you know what, I'll try that because I got gas in it. Yeah. And if I need more gas, I know where to find it. And what we're going to show is that converting gas to electricity in our technology is no more carbon intensive than making it at a power plant. And what a lot of people don't know is when you transmit that power, you lose a good percentage of it to the power lines. People don't realize that the power lines are one of the top wasters of energy.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Even more so than like chemical plants and things like that. I mean,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, power lines waste. So why create a kilowatt hour and then lose 15 to 35% of it before it gets to the car?
Wow.
When you have a technology like mine that creates the electricity at the car, at the point of use.
Yeah.
And plus, if you're going to track climate change, then you should be able to track it to each and every car. And our technology will allow you to know the carbon footprint of every single car.
Wow. Because
with the Tesla, it depends on where the power comes from.
Okay.
I mean, if you here in Georgia, the power could be coming from Carolina, it could be coming from Virginia, it could be coming from Texas. The way well, not Texas, they have their own grid, but the power is regional and super regional even.
Okay.
So you really don't know if it's coming from coal or natural gas or a windmill.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to know. So while you have a theory that electric is always green, there's really no way to really profile at the car level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And Steve, any encouragements you have for people who are just hesitant on getting an EV?
Well, here's the thing. It's happening whether you're going to be on board or not.
True.
There's so many things that are in place today, and I mean from a government perspective and the things that they're putting in place, that you are going to have to get on board, whether you like it or not.
True.
But again, it goes back to change. When people start seeing things, when they start to feel, people who are tactile, they like to feel things. And when they see things that, okay, maybe it's a little bit, maybe I need to pay more attention to it. It's kind of like solving for X. Once the variable change, then does X changes. That variable changes and you're solving for X. So it's the same thing with people. Once they get a little more information, once they get to feel things, they make decisions. So not only I don't think it's a matter of changing their mindset or saying they're not ready for it. They just haven't seen it or felt it.
Okay.
And I think the minute they see something like this, and as soon as they see the engine in place, they're like, wow, there goes, variable has changed.
Wow.
Yeah, but I still believe that whole willingness to.
Yes.
Because the Europeans, they can just say, okay, no more gas cars. We're going to make you drive an electric car. Okay, that don't play in America. We'll vote you out.
Yeah, that's right.
And we just see Trump. And we don't play that. So actually, giving people something that's practical, that's a step.
Yeah.
I'm still using gas.
That's right.
But I'm driving electric.
It's not too far of a step.
And I'm not creating any carbon problem. It's that small step.
That's true.
Our technology is probably not the technology for forever. One day we will have that beautiful green grid. And that's probably 100 years from now. You know what I mean? So if I can get you to reduce your carbon footprint by 2/3, put you on an electric drivetrain, but resolve your anxiety, I think it's going to be good. Because our cars, you can plug them in also if we choose to provision them that way. But you don't have to.
Okay.
So if I'm at home, I can plug in. But if I'm going to go to see my grandmother in Virginia and I'm in Georgia, I don't have to worry about charging stations.
Creating
a path. I can stop and get 3 gallons of gas, and 3 gallons of gas will get me 2,500, 3,000 miles. So I can probably make it to grandma's house on 3 or 4 gallons of gas anyhow.
Wow.
So that's
all the way to California.
You know what I mean? So we
I think that's going to blow folks' mind, because it blew mine.
Yeah.
It actually blew my mind.
Yeah.
And then actually see it in action, it just took me to a whole nother level. So I think when people actually see it and feel it.
These guys came all the way out to California to check everything out now. That's why we developed the technology. So
we did
didn't take our word for it. So being skeptical just means you're smart. But the question is, when presented with real information, are you able to change your mind and get something to try? And most people are going to get on the bandwagon after that wagon starts to move. And
that's
with,
just
with
how
guys
it is.
like Steve, we can. We come to Atlanta and other states, and we got people who can help us get the wagon moving. And if we show that it's moving, and we show that it's effective, and that people actually save money and drive green, then we think we can get more people on that wagon as we go.
I know. Right now, it does seem like with Sisyphus, pushing that wheel up the up the hill right now. But I tell you, I see it, Sisyphus being real close to the top of that hill.
Wow.
And I just start seeing it starting to go down. And it's going to be a phenomenal ride. People are just going to come on board.
Wow.
Why? Because Tesla made it cool. We just made it convenient.
That's right.
Plus, we black people, we make everything. We make everything.
Once we get our hands on it, it's over.
Once we get the brothers moving on.
I'll tell you, man.
Right.
Yes, sir.
That's
We
right.
get a couple of dogs and everything.
Man, that's funny.
You know how we do it.
No doubt.
Yeah, because when people kind of get first exposed to the market of EVs, in the sense they just think of Priuses and they're like, oh, that's not a cool car, it's an ugly car. I'm not driving that around. My homeboys are laughing at me.
Yes.
I have the same attitude.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
there's all kinds of different, electric vehicles, and the variety is insane. And Tesla, like you said, you made it cool, but like, I think you guys can take it to the next level.
Yeah, and hopefully, my generator will be in everybody's cars.
Yeah.
I mean, because everybody's making great looking cars.
Exactly.
I mean, Lucid has everybody has a great looking car. But 100% of them, at some point, I have to stop and plug them in.
Yeah, that's true.
So nasty.
Yeah, so we think getting rid of that
There's
piece is going to be that straw that breaks the camel's back,
because there's other like competitors out there that are like, they're doing great things too, like, Workhorse and, Nio, places like that. But I guess, how do you guys distinguish yourselves from them? And I guess, like, just on a regular, if you were to just take away just the technology of it, how would you also distinguish yourself, like the characteristic of the company, the automotive?
Well, yeah, great question. I think the characteristic of our company, which it doesn't even sound like it makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm really creating this company to make other people rich. I mean, well, there's an old saying, I don't know if it was Zig Ziglar or somebody, if you help enough other people get what they want, you're going to get what you want.
Yep.
So actually, we have a program for returning citizens. We just going to be a company about opportunity. Even with the dealership structure, while we certainly have the heavy hitters like Steve coming in, but we're going to give away 2 or 3% equity at the community level in all of our dealerships. So we're dedicated to operating in opportunity zones.
Wow.
So we're going to come back to our community.
Okay.
We're going to give people opportunity, whether they've hit a road bump in life or not. And I think that's our job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The people who are suffering the most are our people. And, it's time for us to step up for our own people and not to always look for other people to come to our community and solve problems, So
That's true.
I think that's what you're going to, I think that's what people are going to notice about Derek Automotive the most. You're going to see, I have a personal commitment to create 10,000 black millionaires myself. I actually think I can create 100,000.
That's very ambitious. I think it's possible.
Well, we can actually do it.
Yeah.
When you create something like a car company, then there's a huge supply and logistics chain. A chain. I can order seats from you. I can take my radios from him. I can get my tires from Steve. There's a lot of opportunity. And then in addition to the car company, I'm also launching my own funding platform. I'm sure you heard of like Start Engine or WeFunder.
Yes.
I'm launching my own. It's called Inclusive Funder.
Okay.
So I meet you and I want you to be in business with me to make seats.
Yes.
But if you don't have money, then I'm just like Toyota and everyone else. I'm just saying that I'm dedicated to your success. But we actually going to have a mechanism to give you the money to set up your shop to make my seats.
Wow.
You see what I mean?
That's really awesome.
So we're going a little bit further out in our efforts to make sure that we don't talk inclusion, that we actually going to bring the inclusion.
Be about it.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're going to be about it. So we're going to.
It's funny that he say that because I live in that space.
Yeah.
And one of the things that not only with the business acumen that Mr. Bailey has is when he started talking like that, it resonated with me. Why? Because I'm out here in the streets. I'm rehabbing houses. I put people work. I put people to work.
Oh yeah.
And I'm okay with some guys coming and say, hey, you know what? I had this hard time. I'm gonna give you a chance, as long as you don't steal from me.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give you a chance. I hired the kids in the neighborhood, so I am about that. So when he started saying things like that, that resonated with me. I'm like, you know what? I can really get behind this guy right here, man, because not only are we going to generate revenue, because again, I don't have the love of money, I understand the importance of money. It's a difference.
Yeah,
okay?
it's a tool.
But when you start talking to me like, hey, we're going to make a difference here, it only takes just one little mustard seed to create something huge.
Yeah.
And when you start talking like that and you start doing things, you are going to affect other people. In addition, you infect people with some good stuff. So I'm about that.
That's good.
I live my life. I've been very fortunate. I'm so thankful, and I always say that, man, because we all had our ups and downs.
We can't take it for granted.
We can't, bro. I'm serious.
Of course,
but when you partner when you're running with folks who have that mentality, who saying, hey, we're about it. We're gonna do this right here. We're gonna make this bread over here. Again, now I'm just being 100 with you.
Yeah.
We're gonna make this money over here.
That's
but
right.
you know what? In addition, it's our fiduciary responsibility to do other things. Like, I don't, we all make mistakes, man.
To make money, helping others make money.
Thank you. Yes, and that's strong to me right there, brother.
Yeah,
that's strong.
Yeah, I love. Yeah, I love that.
Sign me up for that class, man.
That's right. No, that's really great. Because whenever I think sometimes we look for Superman or waiting for Superman. There's like a book about that, and there's like people, especially in our community, we think that the president or the senator or the congressman are supposed to do stuff for us, and I mean that sounds good, but in reality, like it just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen, and we've been waiting all these years.
Exactly, man.
So we had to help her out.
They really can.
Yeah,
they really can. I mean, macro policy, it's a small impact on the ground.
Exactly.
And, I've just been telling people for years, I mean, our community doesn't need another government program. The people in the community just need money.
Yeah, that's right.
If they have money.
And opportunities and resources.
Yes.
Education is a big thing. Like, trade schools, because people think, you got to go to school for 4 years, pay $70,000 for tuition and swim around in debt.
You have to set up to be
exactly, man. Exactly.
But that's an old model, and we're trying to create a new model.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's
call us stupid.
I mean, hey,
crazy. I don't know.
It's
okay.
Yeah, stupid rich. That's what you're about to be. So
what did Steve Jobs say? I like the crazies.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The BBC reports a U.S. workers' online study said that nearly 70% agree public speaking skills are critical for success at work. Maybe you are a student looking to become a prime candidate for that internship, or might I say full-time position, or maybe you've already been in the job market for some time now and you just want to stand out amongst your coworkers looking to get that raise you feel like you've been passed up for too long now. Go to speakyourlife.com/private-lessons. That's speakyourlife.com/private-lessons. Again, that's speakyourlife.com/private-lessons to become a better communicator tomorrow by signing up today.
But the average black kid growing up or graduating from community college, I don't think he has in his mind that he can own a car dealership.
Sure.
And we're going to change that.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. And so, I noticed, and correct me if I'm wrong, like you guys are really trying to focus heavily on the southeastern market region, because like the market's already kind of oversaturated in the West Coast with Tesla and all that stuff. But but maybe correct me if I'm wrong. Is there?
No, that's not why. Because I think any market that we go into, we're just going to dominate it. It's the black Mecca.
Come on, man.
It is. Oh, I mean, like as a starting point, like as a great starting point.
We develop all the technology in California.
Oh, okay.
But California is a high tax state.
Okay.
So, I said, once you're in business, what you hear from politicians on the social side, not always so relevant on the
economic side,
on the business side. So while I'm a progressive on social issues, I'm pretty conservative on financial issues. I don't want you to take 70% of the money that I pay. You know what I mean? So the Southeast is good because of the work laws and labor laws. And I think my attitude is before this business, I've been in the temporary staffing business for 35 years, 40 years.
Yeah.
I was paying $15 20 years ago.
Wow.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Society is going to change when business people decide to treat other men equitably. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why do I want to have $1 billion and the next person in my community only has $10,000? To me, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So I always say, socialism, whatever, it can't be forced. As we become better people, the world's going to get better. You know what I mean? So
I agree.
And a lot of that comes from my daughter, because I wasn't always a guy with this mindset. But I have a daughter who's like heavy, strong, like social activist or whatever. She taught me if I pass a homeless person, look at them, whether you give them money or not. You don't have money to look at them.
Acknowledge them.
But you don't have money. Yeah, but she was like, you don't treat people like they're invisible. So I mean, sometimes kids teach you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And a big way that I envision running this company, I have to say, really comes from my kids.
Wow. That's really
they
awesome.
They actually make me socially conscious.
Yeah.
And luckily, I'm a good old street businessman like him.
Yeah.
We actually know how to effectuate something. You know what I mean? So we're not going to go write a government grant. I'm going to start a company, go into a neighborhood, and put people to work and show them how to change their life.
Yeah.
So more entrepreneurs like us doing that, I think, will pretty much.
Wow.
It's going to be a better solution. We need the government. For the hard cases.
Yeah.
But I think if we all get in and do our job, we can help the government a lot.
Wow.
By those people who are on the edge that could be pulled into something good. If we pull them in and don't let them fall, then the social roles just get lighter and lighter and lighter because we're not letting more people fall into it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the first step.
Wow.
And so, I challenge everybody to watch how I run this company, assuming that we are as successful as we plan to be. The things that I'm saying now, I think you'll see that they're going to come true. And then like-minded people.
Yeah, surrounding yourself with the right team.
Make it easy, because I could have a board that say, no, you can't do that. Which I've had people ask me already. So why are you setting up a fundraising company? Has nothing to do with cars. I'm like, because I want to put poor people in business, and if for them to go into business with me, they need money and they don't have it. So I need a mechanism to fund them. And I was like, now if Toyota wanted to do that, they would have done that already.
Yeah.
If Kia wanted to do that, they would have done that already.
Sure.
But what they do is they go carve off maybe a few athletes and give them a dealership because their brand enhances their brand.
Yeah.
But I don't see Toyota going into a neighborhood and getting 5 guys and say, you know what, I'm going to put you guys in a dealership. Here's your funding. Here's your money.
Wow.
It hasn't happened. And if they want to prove me wrong, they can go ahead and start now.
Yeah.
I don't have to be the only one helping brothers around here.
That's right. That's
I
right.
love it.
Yeah.
So maybe we can, maybe we make people look bad enough. Other people will join us and stop talking about equity and start sharing money because it comes down to money.
Yeah, I agree.
You don't have access to money and professional skills. So
resources too, education, all that stuff.
My portal is going to have, lawyers that you need, the accountants, everything that you need to be successful.
Yeah.
So we're going to give you the money and also the support and then try to put you in business for us. It's also a great business model for me.
Yeah.
If I put you into a delivery service using my vans, well, whose vans are you buying? Okay, you buying my vans. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so, that's what I said. You can do good and make money.
That's right.
I believe that. So we just have the attitude that we could do a lot of good while making a lot of money.
I love it. I love it. It's there's this quote that I heard. I'm not sure where it comes from, but it says, "Be efficient with systems and processes, but be effective with people." And it sounds like that's what you're doing here. You have a system in place. You have a process that you want to follow and make it happen, make it be successful. But you also want to be effective with the people in your community.
Because it comes down to people.
Yeah.
Life is about people.
I agree, because it's like you can't have success without people. You cannot. People. I have really some internal conflicts with the whole concept of self-made. I understand the theory of it, but it's just like at the end of the day, we all need people to make it happen.
Of course.
Of course. We can have our smarts and make it happen, but we also we need people to make it happen.
No one's an island.
No one is self-made alone.
Yes.
Certainly, maybe nobody stayed up and helped me, build the company this way.
Yeah.
But
that's true.
I had a couple of friends pay rent for me a couple of times, and
that's right.
And whatever you need to make sure that you don't fall, so that you can stay on your game. So we all have that. Even somebody who just cooks for you, or get you a tire for your car.
That's right.
When you need one.
Or if you're in New Jersey, pump your gas.
Yeah, my mother always said,
What do you know about that, man?
I've lived in New Jersey a little bit. So that's awesome. That's awesome. And as we conclude everything, I wanted to ask you guys this question, and it's if life was like a house, how would you say that your foundation is built on? Like, what are to give you an example of like what I mean is like, some people say integrity, or some people say my house is built on just respect for other people or just equity or whatever, what is, if you could say, I know there could be a lot of things, but what is one thing that you all's house, your life stands on individually?
I'm going to say fundamentals. I'm from the school of the Miyagi. Simple. Wax on, wax off. And when you do that, it's kind of hard for anyone to blow your house down.
Yeah.
So when I talk about fundamentals, I talk about principles.
Yeah.
I talk about, being the best person that you can be and aligning yourself with people who can help you do the basic fundamentals. And again, it's not so much as, being able to build the house and know how to take the wood and the paint and all that, but when you build a solid foundation, and that again, that's just who you're around. Your integrity, that's really important to me right there. Integrity and your morals. Those are the real foundations for me. So I'm all about the Miyagi school, man. Keep it simple. Football. The Vince Lombardi trophy taught me a big lesson, because all what Vince Lombardi did was take a bunch of ragtag folks, and he made a class team, and they named the trophy after him. But what did he do? He just taught them the fundamentals, and that was what, blocking and running. But for me, blocking and running is just simply being a man of your word. Absolutely. And being able to see this right here, that used to mean something.
It still does.
Yeah. That used to mean something, and it still does to me. It does. So surround yourself with the right people, right circumstances, and watch what happens.
Wow, I love it. And
I take a pretty simple approach to life. To me, number one, at least for me, I'm more effective when it's not about me. If I was just trying to make me money, I don't think I would be so effective. So for me, it's always about what I'm doing for someone else. So first, you got to have a purpose outside of yourself, I think, and then it's my children. I have the best friends in the world. So I'm not worried about falling. If I lost all my money today, I'd just be fine. You know what I mean? If they took my car, I have friends who'll buy me a new one.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And when the worst thing that can happen to you is you have to go sleep on your mama's couch again. I mean, so with me, it's just, exterior purpose and then discipline. I mean, that's where I'm strong. I just have the discipline. And then you just can't take no for an answer. And I think that's something that people get from me too.
Perseverance,
people follow me into a couple of black guys are starting an electric car company. It sounds ridiculous already. It kind of sounds ridiculous. But people just have always kind of knew that I would do it. Now this is like not a 3-month process. This is like a 7-year process. Okay, it's gotten good now in year 6. You know what I mean? But those other 7 years, nobody knows about that. Every overnight success takes 10 years.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But I used to tell my kids when we were, my daughter used to live in London. You got to come back home. You got all this like little secret, pain that you suffer yourself. Like I tell my kids, you cry by yourself during that period. But the day comes when you get to go to the bank by yourself. You know what I mean? So it's just that way. You cry by yourself, you go to the bank by yourself. You just learn. And the thing that I hope my kids learn from me more than anything, you just don't have that quit. Once I say I'm going to do it, it just has to get done. The game is not over until I win.
And that too, you want to be on that team.
That's what I think. You know what I mean? The game is over when I win. Until I won. Okay, we still going to play the game. The game is going to go like 9 endings until I win. You know what I mean? So unless I die or something like that, I'm just going to win.
I'm sure that the Phoenix Suns would have loved to hear that.
That's why I was loving this little guy that you guys have in Atlanta.
Trae Young.
That boy wants to win.
Trae Young,
that boy
he could be the smallest guy in the world, but it don't matter. It don't matter. He has heart.
He wants to win, but so.
Remember Spud Webb?
That's right.
And then of course, you have to work with like-minded people.
Absolutely.
I agree. So, and I was gonna say, were we gonna say something real quick?
I just wanted to really get the opportunity to let everyone know about our programs and all. And helping folks. Again, we are going to have our seasoned investors, just the way it is. But what I see again is my mindset: how do I change a life? How do I change people who I know come from where I come from and just don't have the means? Because be honest with you, people just not gonna have thousands of money, and that's just me being 100 with you.
Yeah.
But you know what? They got $600.
Yeah.
And for once, they have an opportunity to be involved in something that can literally change their life. Again, when you change just a little bit, just a half a degree, go change with something like what we're offering now is to be a part of something, which is, I think, one hell of an opportunity.
Show that to the camera, so everybody can see that. So
Mr. Bailey has put together a program where you can actually pre-order a van, a Derek Automotive van, a cargo van. You can actually pre-order. But here's the cool part, and this is where, again, let me look right in your eyes. This is where you're going to love me right here. You're going to love me what I'm about to share with you. Not only do you get a certificate number, because we're only going to do 12,000 for next year. After that, that's our inventory for next year. So in 12,000, when we issue 12,000 certificates, that's done. That opportunity is gone. But here's the cool part why I say you're going to love me, because not only are you going to get this right here, but you're also going to be gifted 100 shares of stock. When in your lifetime have you had the opportunity to be in a pre-IPO situation? Me personally, let me say for Steve Brandt, at this particular moment, I've never had that opportunity. So I want to share that. We got some phenomenal. Again, when you wake up one day and you see that we've gone public and you own one of these, God, what can you do? Now your mind have expanded just a little. And I say, well, let me start thinking more about investments. Let me start thinking more and more and pay more attention. To me, that's where some of the big juice is for me. So I've earmarked the 2,000. My number is 2,000. I'm going to change 2,000 lives, and this by simply talking with people like you, Andre. You know, I had the good fortune in one of our real estate meetings. You guys have a wide range of people, and you got a lot of folks who got a little bit of money. Why not reach out to you guys and say, hey, you know what? Don't come in here and try to spend thousands if you don't have it, but spend $600, get one, and watch how that change can happen. So I want to thank you for helping us be a part of that engine that's changing 2,000 lives, man, one certificate at a time. If we do that, man, you know, we're going to have an effect, man. Real simple.
Wow, I love it. I mean, hey, I got one myself, so and it also comes with this beautiful pen, like I showed you earlier. So make sure you guys get one of these certificates.
Our company is historic. So really, especially assuming whether we're successful or not, it's still historic. It's never been done before. So it's a part of history. But also, when you take one of these pre-orders, what you're really doing is you're helping us raise the value of our company. See, it works like this. You have a certificate, and this certificate gives you a production slot. It gives you a production slot. But when you put down your $600, I get to tell investment bankers that I have pending a sale for $56,000. That's what the vans cost. So when we sell 12,000 certificates, that looks to the investment community like that's about $700-something million in future sales. That's how you get your valuation. So when you see these companies going public at $2 billion or $10 billion, if I show $750 million in sales and I have a multiple of 3 times earnings or future earnings as my multiple, then 3 times 7, the company would be worth $2.1 billion. You see what I mean? So now if you own this stock, you participate in that growth. So what have I done? We use one program to get the pre-orders that we need to show the investment banking community that there's interest and there's traction for our product. We're going to create wealth, because what's going to happen is we're still relatively unknown. So a year from now, when we actually putting vans on the road, somebody's going to be number 18,000 who's actually in the van business, who's actually spending $30,000 a year in fuel, and my van would reduce that cost to $1,000. He's going to want that van, but it's going to be a 4-year back order by then. But guess what? Smart guy like you has certificate number 36. You can sell it to him. You paid $600. You can sell it to him for what? If you're spending $20,000 on gas, and there's something over here that could save you $19,000, how much would you give me for this certificate?
I'd give you a lot of money for
probably
it.
give me at least a few thousand. So not only are you going to make money on your certificate, and if you make money on the certificate, of course, your equity is free, so you will have gotten equity in a historic company that's probably going to be worth a lot of money. I mean, we have some big announcements coming pretty soon as far as being a public company and things like that.
Yeah.
It's going to be there'll be some happy black folks around here pretty soon.
That's right.
You know, and that's a great way. But my ex-wife told me something, because I'm from the computers. I'm computer science. You know? And I used to speak geek speak. You know, that's in another life. And my ex-wife used to say, they don't know what you're talking about. So, I mean, I would just say things and, like, people don't know what you're talking about.
Use all these big vocabulary words.
Exactly. And you know what I've learned? I need to explain that grandma need to be able to understand what I'm saying. And when I learned to do that, oh man, we built such a huge following on that right there, man. Because there's some real complicated things. It's not that complicated, but you know, gotta. But if you could put it in a language which grandma can regurgitate that and be happy with it, that's the winning formula, brother.
Yeah.
And I've learned that. And that's how we build such large teams and things. And just stuff that we've learned over the years. You know, we're going to have folks who gravitate to understanding the bigger picture, understanding stocks, understanding this. But a lot of us don't have a clue, man. And then when we start to talk about it, they tune out.
Yeah.
They let that opportunity go over their head, and they miss it because they tune out because I don't understand a balance sheet.
Yeah.
I don't understand, stocks and all. That's for other people. But you get people behind the movement.
Things are changing.
Yeah.
Our people are getting smarter.
They are.
Look at you.
Yeah. I tell you, I love it, man. I'm so thankful, man.
Next generation.
Yeah, these guys
young
are.
brothers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people,
Awesome.
the media only wants to show, the brothers out in the street getting in trouble.
Exactly.
Look at this host.
Yes, sir.
I get in trouble too.
Way to get it.
We're not going to get into all that now.
I was associated with troublemakers, so I have to get out of there.
That's right.
I'm a Christian man.
Yeah.
I have to get out of here.
You guys are
That's
mad.
funny. John Lewis always talks about good trouble, but I love
trouble.
that. Yeah. So, but anyways, before we close, I always have this thing called the question of the day. It's a super random question, and today's question of the day is, obviously you're from Philly, so
I'm from New Orleans.
or New Orleans. Okay, but you live in Philly. Okay. So you're at the restaurant. You're like, I'm gonna get a Philly cheesesteak. What are we getting on that Philly cheesesteak? Let's hear it.
Look at this body.
Hypothetically.
And ask me, do I eat a Philly cheesesteak?
Hypothetically speaking.
Hypothetically, I have gotten them.
Okay.
I sit down.
Yeah.
No cheese. I eat the meat and the onions out, and I leave the bread.
Okay. So not a not so Philly cheesesteak, but it's just a steak, a Philly steak. How about you, Steve?
Yeah.
Atlanta,
Depends on the
we're doing some wings.
Okay.
Lemon pepper, dry, fried hard.
Wow.
I'm with that.
And-
See, that's another reason why I'm looking at Atlanta does it right. Absolutely.
Oh man.
That was an easy win. Sorry.
That's right. Man, but yeah, that's awesome. Man, if I know for me, I would say if I'm ordering Philly cheesesteak, I'm gonna get onions, mushrooms. Let's see. I'm gonna get a little tomatoes on there, a little bit of that. But I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna get the pepper jack cheese. I like a little spice, a little kick, but not too much.
Actually,
so,
I love cheese. I just don't eat it.
No.
Some doctor told me that cheese is to humans what rat poison is to rats.
I know, but I love this poison so much,
Don't,
guys.
Derek, please
I love
don't
it.
introduce
Don't
variables
tell
to
me.
man,
Don't
like
tell
that.
me it's poison. Don't tell me. Let me eat my poison.
Don't introduce variables into my equation.
I go to a cocktail party.
That's right.
I'll nibble a little bit, just
That's right. Yeah, just a little tiny bit.
I
Yeah.
just eat around the edges.
That's right.
Just not enough to kill me.
Yeah. You.
Cheese people, I'm sorry.
That's right. That's
I
right.
love cheese, man.
Guys, Derek is on that other cheese. You know what I'm talking about? This kind of cheese.
Yeah,
This is
right.
the cheese that Derek
That
is on.
cheese,
You know,
baby.
this is the one that doesn't make you grumble on your stomach.
right.
But anyways, thank you guys so much for joining us today. So they can find you where is it Derek Bailey or Derek Automotive?
Derek Automotive.
Okay.
Or just DerekAutomotive.com. And you can, find the contact information there.
Good deal.
And if they want to get the certificates, have them go to Atlanta.
We'll leave the link below. We had the
Atlanta team. We'll make sure it's on there. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Completely blank.
That's okay. That's why we leave links at the bottom of the bio. We'll leave the link at the bottom of the bio so you guys can learn about the patent, learn about the technology, learn about the story behind what's going on, so that you can become a part of this historical moment. And also, there will be an investors event that will be taking place here in Atlanta this fall. We'll be announcing the date very soon, but stay up to date on that. It'll be announced on the website. Also,
we're opening a new experience center here at Atlantic Station.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. It's a satellite office, right?
Yeah, it's going to be just so you can come in and learn about us, see a car.
Yeah.
That type of thing.
Awesome.
Kind of like a Tesla store.
Okay, there we go.
Classier.
Okay. Don't tell Elon Musk that. He might tweet about it. But anyways, thank you guys so much for joining us. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or especially on YouTube. We want you to hit that subscribe button, the like button, and so that algorithm gets going and other people see the message, other people see what's going on with Derek Automotive and the Speak Your Life podcast. Thank you guys again. We love you guys, and we will see you on the next episode. Peace.
All right.